Hey, good evening. This is Tyler. This is my first cook on YouTube, so we'll see how it goes. I'm fortunate enough to have a carport, so I can cook all year long. It is cold. We're expecting about 16 inches of snow. It's Friday right now, and we're supposed to be getting a bunch of snow on Sunday, so I don't know when I'll post this video. Just know the cold is coming. And so one thing I like to do before I start prepping my food, depending on what meal it is and how long it's going to take, is I like to go ahead and turn on the grill. Now I'm going to show you, a lot of people on the Blackstone page talk about how they have troubles with the flames not being the right height or whatever when they start it. So there's a couple tips. The first is, I'm going to turn this around for you, is you have all your burners off when you start your griddle. Okay, and because some people say the regulator has some tendencies to have issues, I'll show you what you do is you take it and you just crack it open barely, and then slowly turn it. It allows the regulator to release at an appropriate level instead of clumping up. That's not a technical term, that's just kind of what I call it. And then what I do for even burn, just to give the tank time to fill, is I'll turn the first burner on low and I'll start it, and you can see in there the first burner's on. You don't want yellow flame, you want that low blue flame because that means it's burning hottest. Then I'll turn the second burner on, start it, and you can see that one's lit in there. And then I turn the third on low, and then I turn the fourth on low and start it, and you can see all four burners have that light bright blue, no yellow flame, and so I like to go ahead and get my griddle warming up as I do it. I warm it up on low. If I cook on higher or something like that, then I change that if necessary. So this is my setup, just the regular Blackstone 36-inch. My father-in-law did me a good one here. It was kind of dark under the porch, so he put in 2 canned lights. When I'm cooking, just to make sure you can see that top really well, which you can even out here, but I'll still put an additional light on just to make sure it's good for the video, since I haven't done that before. So follow me, we're gonna go prep the food. We're having chicken fajitas tonight, so it's super simple. Just chicken, bell peppers, onions, some spices, but you'll see all that stuff tonight. Thanks. Alright, so we got everything prepped now. You've seen how I've cut up the vegetables, got my chicken. You'll notice that my prep table is a garbage can. My wife took my folding table to use for her Cricut that she got for Christmas. And so I'm building one in the shop right now. So I'm just gonna get a little oil on here. Get my spatulas, I like to keep them a little bit dirty. Spread the oil. Grill's already been heating up like you saw in the beginning, the griddle. And so we're just warming up this oil. And then the vegetables cook a little bit longer, so those are always gonna go first. And I'm actually gonna raise the temperature up to about a medium high. I'll keep the left side for the chicken more on like a low side. And that's what you're looking for. You love to hear the sizzle of all those vegetables and the oil doing its thing. So we're gonna spread these out, mix them up in the oil. But you saw I already added some oil to the vegetables. One that helps the seasoning stick to the vegetables, which I really like. That way it just doesn't fall loosely onto some vegetables but not the other. So that helps there, but also when you heat up your oil, a lot of people make the mistake and they turn their griddle on and they throw their food on and then it takes forever or they don't get the sizzle they're looking for. You want to make sure you heat your griddle up to your cooking temperature before you put any food on, and that'll make the whole process go a little quicker. So we're going to go ahead and get those vegetables, a little bit of sear on them, just get them soft now. You don't want them super soft, you just want them enough to eat, but you want them to have crunch because fajitas, the vegetables are supposed to have a little bit of crunch to them. So we're going to do that. We're going to add just a little bit more oil, get those things going. Now, you saw when I seasoned inside, I just put the tequila lime seasoning on. That's because I like to do my salt and pepper by hand. I'm actually not a huge fan of salt. I like pepper more than anything, and so I put a lot of fresh cracked pepper on here. You can see the smoke coming off the grill. It's probably like a 30 degrees right now outside here in Virginia. Give that a good mix together. That's why people get the griddle anyways, to play on it. I like to kind of spread it out, make sure I got a lot of surface area contact here. Alright, those have started cooking enough so I can go ahead and get the chicken on. I'm just going to use one spatula for this and then go inside and clean it so that I don't have any contamination of the chicken with the other food. While I do that, just to spread this out, get a nice little sear on there. I'm going to leave this one over there. I'm actually not going to take it in, but I will take these in. Play with these vegetables a little bit here. Man, if there's anything that smells great on the griddle, it's gotta be peppers and onions. It's the best smell, I think, on the griddle. Especially if you do like a hibachi style too, where you're doing zucchini and some soy sauce and teriyaki sauce. But this is actually a new seasoning I got from my aunt for my birthday. in September. So my birthday's in September, if you want to get me something nice. But it's called a tequila lime. You saw it in the beginning of the video, and it smells phenomenal on the griddle here. This is thin chicken, so it's probably already ready to be flipped here a little bit. Oh, that's got beautiful color. You can see those spices. The thing with fajitas is you want to play with them a little bit. You don't want to leave them too long, because I found if you leave it too long, then it loses a little bit of the moisture that's in them, because you end up drying it out because you forget to check them and stuff like that. So I like to play with these little pieces of chicken to make sure they're all getting some surface area contact on the griddle, as well as just keep them moving. Good, now I'm gonna go wash this off so I can use both. Alright, got that taken care of. It sounds, I can hear my kid talking inside. It sounds like he's asking for a certain show to watch or a pacifier, but I can promise you he's probably saying, Daddy, hurry up and get me some fajitas. He's only 2, so he's actually not going to eat any of these fajitas. This is actually almost close to getting done here. Chicken's really starting to cook. I'm going to turn it up just a hair to get a little bit of last minute sear on them. Then I'll throw the tortillas on just to warm them up a little bit. But I'd love to know, like, what do you like to see cooked? I cook a lot of food, from steak to fajitas, potato dishes, hibachi. Everybody does hibachi, I guess. Or if you want to see certain things you want to do to the griddle, how to season your griddle, how to, what kind of oil you like to use, how to maintain. I'm actually creating a prep table right now. Maybe you want to see some of the stuff from that. But any helpful hints you feel like you want to know about cooking or anything like that, feel free to drop a comment below. Let me know what you want to see. I know there's a lot of Blackstone videos out there, but hopefully I can teach you something new or just show you the way that I do things, and we'll be good to go. So these are almost done. I'm going to put those up in the corner just so they don't keep cooking. That's about where you want them. Move this over to a little bit of a hotter area. This chicken is almost done. So I'm going to move these over here to let them finish. And just a touch of oil to finish those off. And then I'm going to go ahead and clean this side for my tortillas. You can see nothing really sticks. That's what it's like when you season your grill correct the first time. I've had my griddle about almost a year. I've seasoned it one time, and it's done well for me. So nothing sticks. Eggs move around pretty easily. couple tortillas here. This is from my wife and mother-in-law because I'm not a big fan of flour tortillas. I like my tortillas to be corn tortillas. Again, while I'm waiting on my prep table to be finished, gotta kind of move some stuff around. And this is a new cutting board that I got from a gentleman. I'll have a link to his Facebook page if you want to. He put the juice traps in here, and it's beautiful. It looks like walnut and oak, but it's great. It's hard to find. I like to cook. When I cook, I like to cook for a lot of people. Not tonight. This is just for my wife and my mother-in-law. But normally when I cook, I do it to entertain. So, you know, it's nothing to have 6 steaks on here, a bunch of potatoes. So I wanted a cutting board that was big enough to be able to hold a lot of that food. It's cold out here, so I'm gonna wait for the last possible second. These are just getting soft. You don't want a crisp on a fajita tortilla. You just want them a little bit soft. You just want them warm. So, yeah, no, I'm not wearing gloves. That's okay. It's my family. Alright, that's probably good enough. Oh yeah. Sweet. I apologize, I've been saying tequila lime this whole time, and my wife called me out and she said it's actually chili lime, so there you have it. Let me show you some of this food. Oh yeah, isn't that beautiful? Alright, well I'll get it into them while it's hot. Appreciate you, thanks for watching. I figured I may as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A lot of people want to know how you clean your griddle. People say there's flakes up, they can't get it clean. They think it's dirty, they can't get it clean. Here's what I do. So I've got everything there, right? And I have a non-food grade little spackle scraper. And so what I do is I clean all the dig bits off. I have the heat on low right now. I don't like to turn mine off because I do use water and I like it to sizzle and steam off pretty quick instead of leaving a lot of water left on there. And so I get all these big chunks off here. Super easy, super quick. Put it into the drip pan, no problems. Now, as easy as this is, I don't like to leave much on here. Some people, they just scrape it, oil it, and go. I'm a little bit more anal than that. I like to use water just to get mine. I feel like I put enough money into this thing that I'm gonna take care of it. And not only that, I pride myself in making good food. And so I wanna make sure my surface is perfect for those that are gonna be tasting my food. So I'll get some water. I'll throw it on here. This was left outside. I don't recommend that during the winter time because cold water can cause it to warp, but I haven't had an issue. And I'm just doing a light amount. And this will get up anything that is kind of stuck on there, which you notice I didn't really have any of that. But I really just hit the main cooking surface. As you can tell from my corners, like, I know my corners haven't I've cooked probably 100 or more meals on this, and my corners are still steel, but they're still non-stick, believe it or not. So one last squirt just in the middle. You can tell that's pretty clean. Now there's some dirt right there, but that's all right. And I let that burn off just a little bit, and I take a paper towel. Clean the scraper just so I don't have any drippage on the ground or anything like that. So we're good there. I just started using these Blue Shop towels. Paper towels have worked great. And I'll take that same one and try and clean up any excess water. It's up to you whether you're gonna use your fingers or not. Like, you do risk the chance of burning yourself this way, but I haven't yet. Ow! Just kidding, just kidding. I haven't burned myself yet, so let it dry under the heat. Now this is where I cut my heat off. A lot of people think that when you put your last layer of oil on, you want it to burn off as to season it again. You don't want to do that. The point of the oil after the last layer, or after you're cooked before storage, is to store it with a thin coat of oil on it so that it doesn't rust. That's the point, not to create another layer of seasoning. That's what the food does. Every time you cook, it seasons your griddle. The point of the oil is to store it this way so you don't want it to burn off. So all my burners are off. I cut it off at the tank first. And then I just do a thin squirt of oil. I get a big roll of towels just so I don't burn myself with hot oil. And then I just wipe it all down, smearing it really. And then after I've done that, I go back, get all the corners. You don't want a lot of the rust people get starts in the corners because they don't take care of it the right way. Get all the corners. And then I get all the inside edges because that can rust too. This is part of your griddle and your cooking surface. Then one more step is you take it around the outside, get all that up. So you think you're done, but you're not, because that would still, in my opinion, that's still too much oil on there. And again, if you leave too thick of oil layers on, you get this thickness buildup, and that's where you see people getting flaky grills, is because they put too thick layers of oil on, especially in their initial seasoning. But I've barely had any of mine, and most of mine's just thin stuff. So you can see that, that's it. And then I come over here, grab the lid, and go enjoy dinner.